Hey everyone, you're in for a treat. Yuri, like you're in for a treat. Anyway, this is Soda Pop. Alright, as always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos, and I am genuinely sorry for that joke, but hey, let me make it up to you, because I have some brand new information coming out of the Kamen Rider Candy Toy blog. This broke this weekend, can't wait to dive into this, but before that, we actually have a singular image coming out of Shoto Super, and it is for Gaoranger, so let's take a look at the singular image. And I can't quite tell if these are in-hand images photoshopped together or if these are renders. I believe the image of Gao King back there, that one is a render, so these might all be renders. Not 100% sure. Either way, they are going to be, whether they're renders or not, they're going to be pre-production images, so these aren't going to be, you know, these aren't final, but these, if they are indicative of what we are going to get, I'm very excited. I'm so happy to see these in color, unsilhouetted. You know, they look good. They look really good. I also have no idea where this image came from. Josh Perry sent me this image, or Living Ranger Key, or Tokyo Topics, however you know him, Lightning Fig PR guy. He sent me this image, and I have no idea where it came from. He says, hey, yeah, I just saw this image floating around, don't know where the source is. So, you know what? The source is Bandai, so technically that's the source. Anyway, it looks good. Can't wait to get these in hand. But really, that's about it for these guys. I will let you know if there's more information available as it becomes available, basically. Anyway, that is it for these guys. Let's take a look at what the blog has to offer, and what it has to offer is Yuri. And this looks really good. Basically, what it is, and let me get this right. This is the this is the powerful version of Yuri, and this is the wonderful version. I'm gonna stick to arm-mounted version and leg-mounted version, if you don't mind, because I could not be bothered to memorize any of that. Anyway, let's take a look at these individually, because these are full-fledged figures. These will have accurate sticker details for the belt, as well as a ton of stickers here on the arm, and that's just a reality of how this guy looks. That's fine, totally appreciate it. And yeah, if you didn't notice before, we still have the sword here, and it looks really, really good. I was perplexed earlier as to, like, why this is a full figure. I was even wondering if this was a full figure, but it is a full figure and not just an accessory set. We'll get into potentially why later on, but it looks good. Main point, it looks good, and we've also got the leg-mounted version here as well. It has the accurate belt sticker, of course, and plenty of stickers here all over the leg. And I don't know, it looks accurate. The shadow is a very good base body, and I'm glad that we just get to have this figure again. On top of that, you can kind of see it here, but the side skirt is mounted in the back, just, you know, for articulation purposes. We've seen this before. We've been doing this for months. You know how this works. Anyway, I believe so far that is it for these two releases, but that is not it for what these guys come with, because we actually have some upgrades to some older figures. This is not the original release. This is slightly modified because there is an angled holding hand. This is going to be newly released for those other two figures, and it's basically an upgrade set for any amount of your Yuris that you have. It's going to come with sets of hands for X-Swordsman as well, so there's a look at that. You aren't going to need to choose between the Shadow or X-Swordsman. You're just going to be getting both. On top of that, we are going to be getting fists, like clenched fists, or I call them punchy fists. These look really good as well. You're going to be getting them for the Shadow, and you're going to be getting them for X-Swordsman. Basically, all across the board, same stuff here. Looks really good. So what all are you getting? I just threw a lot of words at you, but substantially, what are you getting here for the accessories? You're going to be getting 8 option hands in total. 4 of them for the Shadow, 4 of them for X-Swordsman. All of them are a good time. So these are looking really good, and what's interesting is how they are distributed in the wave. So this is when we realize that, oh shoot, this isn't an accessory set with an arm and a leg. This is just a full figure. We're going to be getting Powerful and Wonderful as their own things with pairs of hands scattered throughout these releases, which is smart. I like that. If it's hard to tell, if the leftmost picture shows you the open hands and the angled fists for the shadow figure, and you can see the other ones scattered throughout these. This is actually a very smart move. I appreciate this. And like I said, we will talk about this in a bit, but I have a feeling that we got this basically almost an entire re-release of the shadow figure just for some budgetary reasons, but I'm glad they still gave us a ton of new stuff despite them wanting to save money on like the full-on mold. This is just speculation on my part. I just want to appreciate that they did this for us. It looks great. So, why were there budgetary constraints? Or what is leading me to believe that there were budgetary constraints for this release? Well, let's talk about... this is not what I was thinking was going to be the next image, but hey, you can make this Chimera if you want. Anyway, let's talk about King of Arthur for a second, because initially we got, a pretty decent breakdown of what all this thing does, what the design philosophy behind it was, but we never really got, how it was gonna be released. So we do have some supplemental, some super supplemental information coming out of the blog, and the first thing they wanted to mention is that this isn't an EX set. This isn't Premium Bandai. This is a retail figure in Book 8. Let that sink in for a second, because this is just happening as a retail figure. And that's why we have not, to my knowledge, we haven't had this happen before. They've always been their own separate thing. On top of that, he is going to be made up of 4 boxes. So altogether, and do keep in mind, they're not changing the price here. Each box is still going to be 400 yen each. So 4 boxes, 400 yen. That is basically 1,600 yen you're paying for this item. And they did a price comparison. Hey, Time Machine, that was 1,500 yen. This is 1,600 yen. A little bit of a price hike. But if you look at the direct comparison from last year with the Breaking Mammoth, that was 1950. So this is insane. Why is this so much cheaper? Well, it turns out that Breaking Mammoth, and even to an extent, the EX set with the original Tide Machine taking up 3 parts, those actually were limited run. Though they ran them in smaller quantities, so price per piece was going to go up for them. But since this is a regular retail release, they actually were producing more of them. They got more money back on the mold, so they can sell this at a lower price. And with higher quality. This is wild to me. And they said in terms of price, please don't compare this to any other mecha candy toy on the market, because those aren't more expensive. This guy is just way too cheap. This is too cheap. And they pulled far too many strings to get this very underpriced from what it should be. And which is the reason why I say, hey, Book 8 has a really big budget constraint. And I believe it's this guy taking up 4 slots and tons of budget. Even the Saber figure in this set is going to be skimped out on some of the paint. So this guy is probably why. On top of that, here he is next to Psycho and one of the forms here. And the thing they wanted to bring up here is that it doesn't transform. Basically, the rationale behind it is if it transformed, the articulation wouldn't be as good and the proportions would be sort of half-hearted. But And this is a direct quote: "If it does not transform, then the moving is fiercely moving and the proportion is fiercely beautiful." It just looks better and works better if it's not, you know, a transforming item. And that's fine, because there's a DX item that can do that for you if you truly, truly want that experience. This is just a figure for the whole, hey, I'm holding the dude function. That is what this is for. And it's 1,400 yen. Come on. Or 1,600 yen. Come on. It's not that much. So this is absolutely wild for the value. The last thing they want to note is that, hey, since they can't necessarily ship out boxes of different sizes, basically what they had to do was make every box in Book 8 this big. Everything in Book 8 will look this big, but it comes with the caveat that these are thinner boxes than they've ever been. You have the direct comparison here, and something I didn't notice earlier was that it is thinner. Oopsie. But it is going to be, I guess, volumetrically, maybe the same, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not 100% sure. But what they did want to mention is that, hey, some of the other figures in this set, they are going to be a little bit squished in the box, so they are apologizing in advance. Anyway, that is basically it for this guy, and this is some wild information. So, like I said, this is probably taking up a whole lot of budget. We have confirmed, or at least through listings on HLJ, that this Book 8 is going to be 12 boxes, and so far, we only have 10 boxes accounted for. We have Dragon Arthur, so that's 2 boxes. We have all of King of Arthur, that's 4 more boxes, 6 total. And then we have the 4 sets of Yuri, that's 10. So we have 2 more in this set. We don't know if that's going to be taking up a lot of the budget, or if it's just going to be another cost-saving figure, maybe a repaint, maybe a re-release. We have no idea. Either way, very excited to see what they do here. Maybe they'll even take advantage of this brand new size that they have here. I'm really hoping that there is the second bike slash tricycle slash phone thing slash folding phone thing from the show. Gear Triker, I believe is the name. I hope that is in the cards. I don't know if it'll be released here, since that would be a completely new mold. But I am excited to see what happens. Anyway, next week we will be getting brand new Shodo information. Now, they didn't specify if it was shodo-x or shodo-o, but they did give us this picture of build, so they are probably going to give us a detailed look at this guy, since it's coming out around that time. And yeah, I can't wait. Speculate in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think is going to be coming for Shodo slash Shodo-x slash Shodo-o, or maybe even a brand new way of collecting Shodo, like a Shodo-I, Shodo Ishinomori. You don't even know. I don't even know. That will be known next week, though. Anyways, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the episode, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below, once again, what you think is going to be coming out for Shodo, and if you are excited for Book 8. And hey, while you're down there, there are links in the description to where you can buy some Zenkaiger merch that I designed myself. If you want to get a sticker, mask, shirt, those are all down there in the description, alongside some links to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement, as well as the hashtag Stop Anti-Asian Hate. All are in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it juicy. I'll see you next time. I will have you know that I did 4, 5, maybe 6 takes of this, so I had to perform that really bad joke that many times, and it was not good each and every one. It got actively worse each time, and I had to start with that.